What's up, everybody? Gordon here again with another Sunday Short. And today, real quick, I want to talk about the pace of play in professional baseball. And I especially want to talk about it today because two of the best teams in baseball, arguably the two best teams in baseball, the San Diego Padres and the Los Angeles Dodgers, just played in a game that went to 11 innings. I want to note really quickly, this was a long game, right? Very long game. And I'm perfectly okay with it. I am 1,000% here for it. If anything, I'm kind of disappointed that there were runners on second, which is, by the way, one of the new extra inning rules Rob Manfred has instituted. I understand the need or the desire. It's not a need. I don't think it's a need, personally, to speed up the pace of the game. And that's really where I would like, hit me up in the comments really quick. I want to know what you guys think. Do you think baseball is too slow? Do you think, for those of you who don't like baseball, would you watch more baseball if there was, if it was faster? Would you still not care? I think there are ways to get more offense on baseball, out of baseball, without having to say, oh, well, let's just speed up the game. I don't think that's exciting. I think more runs would be exciting, and you want to know how you can do that easily? Get rid of the shift. I hate the shift. I think it's abhorrent. I think it is a crime against baseball. I think you should not be allowed to have half your team on one side of the field. And I know that everybody says, like, oh, you can beat it with a bunt. And we've seen Joey Gallo do that. I mean, I'm pretty sure Joey Gallo bunted homer run earlier this year. Because he did, actually. I know for a fact he did. He bunted homer run because there was a runner on third, and they were like, he's going to pull the ball. He's swinging away. And Joey Gallo lays down a reasonable bunt down the third baseline. I hate that because you shouldn't be able to just bunt home a run. Like, you're just giving up a run. That's horrible. I hate that on every account. Every part of my being hates that. If a pitcher is going to pitch really well, I think that they should have to be able to get a guy to hit it, hit them where they are. And, there was an old saying in baseball, hit them where they ain't. Well, if they're putting guys where you're hitting them where there ain't guys, then now there's guys how does that work? I don't understand. So yeah, I hate the shift. I hate the shift. And I also don't really have a problem with long games, and I'll tell you why. Long games can mean a bunch of things, but most of all, it means that I'm getting extra money out of my ticket. Because I don't know about you guys, but when I go to a baseball game, I understand what I'm getting into. And here's the deal. If you want to leave a game early, baseball has a fantastic radio system, right? Like, you can listen to the rest of the game on the way home. I've done it. Like, I've gone to games, a few years ago, I went on this binge where, like, I think I went to, like, 25 games one season, 25 or 30 games, just because, like, I would be like, oh, it's Tuesday. Oh, the Rangers are in town. I have nothing to do. Yep, I'm going to hop on. I was working full-time, single guy living by myself, not super expensive bills, so I was like, it's Tuesday. What am I going to do tonight? Ooh, Rangers are in town. Let's see if I can get some tickets. Pick up a $20 ticket. Get parking for $10 or whatever. I think it was $10 or $15 I was paying at the time. So for $30, I'm in the door. And a couple beers and a couple hot dogs, you're good to go. A Wednesday night game? Oh, yes, please. $1 dog night? Sign me up. Now, if I can turn that $20 ticket, which, by the way, was already discounted because it's normally like a $45 ticket, that somebody paid however much for, on their season tickets, and suddenly they can't go on a Tuesday, so they put it on, I don't know, whatever secondary market I was buying. And, pick up a $45 ticket for $25, $18, sign me up. And then now I'm getting to see all these oh my goodness, listen, if you've never just decided in the middle of a day, I'm going to a baseball game after work today, and you have the opportunity to do that, please do. Especially if you're a baseball fan, I can honestly tell you it is way better than planning to go to a game. It's way better, because when you plan to go to a game, you're already excited, but there's something about just knowing that you get to work and you're like, oh God, I gotta work today. You get there the day, you're like, you know what, man, I got a little break here. Let me see if I can pick up some tickets. And then all of a sudden you have tickets, and you're like, oh my God, I'm going to a game tonight. And somebody texts you like, hey, what are you doing? And you're like, I'm going to a baseball game because I got tickets for cheap. You should go with me. Me and a bunch of guys from work would it'd become a random thing, And I was sharing an office with the guy at the time, and he actually would just be like, hey, what are you doing over there? And eventually it turned into, hey, are you looking at Rangers tickets? Yeah, I am. He's like, well, give me one. I'll go with you. And so, great. But the point is, if that game was running late, I would just leave. Like you're not locked in for 9 innings. Now I can tell you I have missed a small comeback. We were down by 2. I left in the bottom of the 7th. Well, actually top of the 8th, right before the top of the 8th. We hadn't scored since like the first. It was like 3-1. We took a run lead early, and then like we just weren't scoring, and we were just not looking good. And I was like, you know what? I got to work in the morning. I'm just gonna call it a night. I'm gonna head on home. Just go and head on out. And I did. I listened to the game on the radio. Used the noggin, and I realized that I missed the comeback. But at that point, I felt like I'd gotten my money's worth. Got my enjoyment out of the game. To me, going to a baseball game is an experience in and of itself. It's not just the game itself. There's a lot that goes into it. And I think that's one of the things that we have sort of forgotten when we look at it. When you go to a pro football game, it's like this condensed thing, but like there's tailgating before, and there's all these things. There's so much to do at these places now. Like, I want this game to last as long as possible because, and especially like at some of these newer places, these tickets aren't cheap, man. And like, yes, I understand that the alcohol and the food and all these things are not cheap either. But at the same time, like, you're paying for this experience. You're paying for this thing that you can't get somewhere else. And so the longer that the game goes on, the more fun you can really have. And who doesn't like bonus baseball? They call extra innings bonus baseball for a reason. What happened to the days of, Mr. Cubs saying, man, let's play 2. It's such a nice day out. Like, let's play 2. What happened to that? So, I don't know, guys. Let me know what you think. Hit me up in the comments. Let me know what you think about baseball. Do you like what Rob Manfred is trying to do? Do you think that the changing the pace of play, speeding things up, do you think that putting a runner on second in extra innings, do you think these things are useful? Do you think that they're good? Do you think they're worthless? And also, if you answer one question, just let me know what you think about the shift. Please let me know I'm not the only person that hates the shift. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. I hate it. And I know everybody uses it. I still hate it. But let me know what you think. Also, like, subscribe, tell a friend, and we'll see you guys next week or later this week. Probably later this week. I got some stuff in the works, so we'll see you guys soon.